After successfully scarring a Moonglow Trading Company general store manager, the crew of would-be heroes went to return the remains of biscuits and gravy to the Moonglow warehouse, which apparently is much more receptive for human remains, I guess. After receiving an invitation to the funeral, should they hear about it somehow, the group embarked on a short trip to the jewelry store. After successful amount of bartering and a surprising lack of terrifying and innocent shopkeeper, the group was able to successfully obtain an alabaster pearl so Brontes could cast Identify. During their time there, Sai stole sapphire earrings, witnessed only by Calyx. On their way to the royal library, Onyx was stopped by a poor tiefling attempting to sell flowers to heal his dying mother. Touched by that, Onyx followed him to go help the mother. That tiefling child then turned into a full adult dwarf, blew up 2 buildings, and gave Onyx even more trust issues, something nobody thought was possible. After dispatching the would-be assassin amidst the chaos, the crew was last left standing above the corpse. Onyx, quickly tossing everything to Calyx to hold, stopped when he found a letter, quickly opening it and reading it. Now our heroes are staring at Onyx amidst the destruction, deciding what to do next.
Onyx is reading the letter, and you can all see he's just fucking furious. He is getting pissed off. He is mumbling under his breath.
Somebody said it that way, repeated it because I said it, but I was muted, and I'm very sad that I was muted.
Furious.
And Onyx have his moment.
I'm sorry.
So after Onyx is done reading the letter, you can see he's visibly pissed off.
As
he
always.
looks at Cole and says, "We're gonna talk later," and shoves the letter in his pocket.
Would I not have seen it over your shoulder and I can read it?
You can't read over my shoulder. You're short.
Yeah. The reading at the end of last episode was for the audience. Technically, no one knows the contents of the letter except Onyx.
I was just asking if Cole was peeking.
Cole would have seen that it was because we established that Cole can read Infernal, so he would have seen that the front of the envelope was labeled in Infernal, and he probably would have made out quickly the one word or the 2 words that say to Onyx. But the details of a specific paragraph is too much to glean as quickly as you guys are.
Sorry.
And then I will also say that you all hear in the background, because it has been about 20-ish to 25 seconds because of the way the combat worked out. You hear, like, now that most of the screaming people have run away, you hear, like, whistles and shouts and clanking of armor, and it is very obvious that a large amount of city guards are probably converging on the location of the explosion, also known known as 30 feet to your left.
So,
for context, are any of us able to perceive how close those guards are?
Well, you're all if you remember, you're all currently in a house because you chased the guy into a
Half
house.
of a house.
I'm sorry. Oh no, actually no. You guys are on the roof. You're on the roof. You're right. So the people who were
not all of us.
No, but like that's where you killed the guy. You killed the guy on the roof, and so Calyx was there attacking him with his copy, which you also need to also address, and then I think. Yeah, Brontes was on the other roof and then made his way over. I'll say with the amount of people who are on the roof, you would see in the distance probably a couple of 100 feet away, coming more from the center of town, you see like at least 1 squad of guards. They'll probably be there in like a minute.
I think we should leave discussing to a time later which is not now. We should...
We should go back and like see if there's anybody injured in the blast.
Well, I hear you, but the guards will be here and they'll be here to help those people, and I just don't think it's a good look for us to stick around with a building blasted open and a dead guy who Onyx may or may not know. I just think that we should not be here.
But like the building,
you want to start?
They're gonna see us standing around a dead body and immediately assume the worst and ask questions later. We should get out of here now.
Isn't that going to look really
I
bad?
think it looks worse if we run, considering but we already have a backing from the other fort, and Abigail's with us too. If we explain, I think we stand our ground.
Oh, my guy, making sense.
Blame this guy. He's dead. He can't defend himself. Fuck this guy.
I'm gonna see if I can like go sift through and make sure everybody's okay, especially that house across the street that he blew open and we fought him in.
Well, you're like across the street is the 2 buildings that are burning down because he blew up the firebomb. You on the side to your left, like where you guys are currently standing, that's the house that blew up, and it's not across the street.
Yeah. Oh, so is there like a well or anything nearby so I can get buckets of water?
Looks at map.
I think there's like one thing conveniently right there.
Right here is a well. You would just have to go. Obviously, this is all housing, so you would just have to go the long way, which we'll call it, I don't know, 100 feet. So you can go 100 feet, get a bucket of water, and then attempt to put out 2 burning buildings.
You know what? That's
you think that maybe the size of the fire at this point is such that you would probably need magical sources of water to keep up with the scale of how big the blaze is. Or to run really, really fast or use a really big bucket.
I don't have a really big bucket.
Can
I try and evacuate the people out of the burning buildings, like, that are, I think it's this one?
Yeah,
right?
so, this one and this one are technically burning. I mean, I did describe it as a lot of it is, like, made of stone because it's the capital, but there are wooden elements to the buildings, window frames, roof tiles, like, structural aspects. There's just a lot of stone as well. And it's, like, filling...
burn, but the roofs and the floor.
It's clearly filling with smoke, you know, where the people are, and that's also not good. But, yeah, you could absolutely attempt to evacuate. I will say evacuation, at this point, you were attempting to navigate a panicked crowd. I'm going to say it is going to be either your choice. You could attempt to persuade people to come with you who you are not a guard, you're just a guy, but you can persuade them to come with you to safety, or you could attempt to intimidate them out of the house. I'll let you pick either.
I'll intimidate them out of the house.
So are you saying that I can't walk in and say, "Hey guys, your house is burning down, let's get the fuck out of here"?
Well, you are under the impression they probably know their house is on fire because it's filling with smoke, but they're also probably just panicking because their house is on fire. Like, they are mentally not there.
Can I use thaumaturgy to scare them out of the house?
Oh my god.
Doesn't thaumaturgy...
Why do we always do this?
Doesn't thaumaturgy make flames bigger?
No.
Yes.
Can thaumaturgy make flames?
It can.
Oh, it
you cause flames to flicker, brighten, dim, or change color.
Okay, they can brighten, but they don't get physically bigger. Okay. I mean, you can cast thaumaturgy. They're more scared.
So just makes them blind. Got it.
I feel like that'll just cause them to panic more.
Scare them out of the house. I don't need to use thaumaturgy.
I don't.
They're already plenty scared.
Here, I guess. Yeah, I'm gonna try and persuade them to get out of the house and to run.
Okay.
If
How many
anybody
people
would like,
are left after this fight happened? They should have all evacuated.
It's been like less than 30 seconds. They don't even know the fight's over.
They should already be on their way out.
Okay, well...
Does anybody want to come and help me with this?
I will help you.
I would like
Atarax, you were trying to say something and I kept talking over you. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. If anything, I was talking over you. You were still finishing your thing. I'd like to rip off a bottom part of my dress to tie around my face to protect me from the smoke. I'm sure it's probably billowing everywhere.
Oh yeah, that's you make like an improvised like bandana face shield.
Exactly.
It's fairly easy.
So, do you want to convince them, and I will just try to like make sure no burning rebel falls and kind of give you a hand?
Yeah.
He says, checking his charisma score.
Look, I'm just thinking that a giant scary orc barreling into a burning building going, "Everybody get out," is kind of terrifying more.
That is a smart line of thinking.
Don't you also have hellish resistance, therefore you're immune from fire?
She is resistant to fire.
Yeah.
She is not resistant to smoke.
I'm not resistant to smoke, so I'm definitely coughing. But I go with Calyx and I kind of just say, "Hey, everybody, we have to evacuate this building. Come this way. My big friend here is gonna keep the whatever from falling on you."
Whatever.
Okay.
Never said I was good at convincing people.
Yeah. Hey, roll persuasion.
Which is worse than my intimidation, by the way.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
Oh!
Natural 17
Get out of
for
the
a
house,
20.
Hurry!
You watch as everyone in that domicile, like there's like, it's like one of those like connected style houses. I described it as like a house attached to like kind of a rough bar tavern. So you easily evacuate like all of the residences and whoever's left of like the bar area, and you get them all into like the center street away from the flames. And like once you have directed them outside of like the imminent danger, you watch as like all the guys kind of look around, because it was a bar and some of them are like drunk but they're not completely gone, and they're like, oh, there's flames, there is a well right there, and they all like kind of sort of attempt to make like what would be like an old-timey bucket line to attempt to mitigate some of the fire until people who can handle it can show up to just attempt to kind of stop the damage. And they kind of start to form themselves into like an improvisational fire department.
That's a lot of people. I like this line of work.
Okay,
It's good.
well,
And
I
then
guess Side joins that.
Oh, do we want to evacuate the other building first with the same roll?
Oh, well, I guess sure. Let's do it.
And then yeah, we'll
I'll say with a 20, because you're rolling for like the public, you get everyone that you feel would be imminently affected by the spreading flames to a safe distance.
Can I also convince them to like help out with the Congo line?
Yeah, I mean everyone who's physically capable to will, but I mean there is like children who don't know what's going on. There's like mothers holding like babies or like crying 6-year-olds who are like, why is my house burning down? I live there. They're a little preoccupied. Well, remember, it's like so imagine like a tavern, and then like the upstairs is an apartments, right? Think of it like that. So,
how many apartments have you got, like mothers or children, and how many?
Well, we're talking like 1300s-esque fantasy setting, so they used to cram 15 people in a room and live in shit, so a lot.
I don't think the quality of life in the capital is that good, guys.
No, it's almost like living in a major city like California. It's not great.
Oh, you know what? That checked out. That checked out. Okay, anyways,
well,
Congo line of water.
Yep.
And then we should probably get Ataraxia medical aid, because I remember her screaming bloody murder like a while ago.
She did get psychically stabbed really hard. She did heal herself. She healed herself slightly, but very slightly.
Emphasis on slight.
Yeah. I think she casted.
Also,
I think you casted a healing word on
get
yourself.
I think so.
Well, you're not in combat. The health bars are irrelevant.
This is immune.
What are Congo line?
What are Congo line? Is anyone in the party, other than the 2 people taking an initiative, helping stop the spreading flames? Or are we all just watching?
I was actually going to ask Brontes if he has a spell that can help transport the water from point A to point B a little quicker.
I forgot what's going on.
Brontes, do you have create water on your sheet? Or shape water?
Yeah, okay. Alright, so then I'm going to go join the Congo line of water. I don't know how much help I'll be, considering I'm practically fucking dead, but...
Cole's gonna tap Onyx on the shoulder and be like, do we need to go talk real quick? Because I saw that was addressed to you. So me and Onyx might go disappear, like, on a corner for a second and figure out what the fuck's going on.
What's Brontes doing?
I have no idea.
Couch.
He's flipping the same 2 pages back and forth on his spell book, hoping that a spell that controls water will appear.
Yes.
Oh, you could try and convince the wizard inside the shop to help.
That's such a good idea.
Are Cole and I out of earshot?
Sure, we'll say that cinematically you walk further enough away. I mean, you're in public, and there's a ton of people on the street, because now like people are getting... They're coming out of their house, like an active terrorist attack basically happened. People are looking and they're wandering around. So you're not in private, but you are out of earshot of the party.
All right, so for the sake of you guys doing all that, me and Onyx are going to speak, not above board, but quietly in Infernal, separately from what you guys can hear, and so that way ideally, all the public can't hear.
That's a bold statement to say while flames are going about, but
yeah.
10-4. Got it.
Okay.
Okay, feel free to say whatever you want to say above board. It doesn't need to be in character. You could just say, like, hey, what's up?
No, I said that wrong. But yeah, Onyx is just going to read Cole what...
Well, not... So,
break it down.
Remember how I told you I got mixed up in some mafia-type drama?
Yeah.
Before we encounter each other? Well, when I left that group to pursue my own strength, apparently I've got some demons in the closet.
Oh.
So this guy was apparently a loose end that I helped them take care of, which...
It was pretty strong loose end.
Yeah, not strong enough, apparently. We took care of him, which apparently was exactly what Namazio wanted.
So this was a setup.
Absolutely. This was a setup. And they're coming after me. He told me I should just go kill myself. So now I kind of want to kill him and make sure everybody he's ever loved gets to watch him suffer. I want this guy gone. He has gone too far. I left them. There's no reason for this. And now I'm ready for him to die. I want the whole family to burn. Maybe there's one or two people that I don't
Calm
want
down.
yet.
We need to do this rationally. We don't want to fucking shoot ourselves in the foot here either.
Oh, no. We're going to let them come to us.
Oh.
We're not going to expend any effort. Let them come to us.
Do they know I'm with you?
Nope. Well, probably now because that eye you saw on that dude clearly flew away. And I have a feeling based on Namazio's new name is Namazio the Eyes. He's got ways of knowing stuff that he didn't used to be able to have. So, he's going to know we're in a party. He knows we killed this guy, but if he thought it was just a loose end that I could take care of, there's no way he's going to be stupid enough to send a large group. He's going to send one or two people underestimating us, underestimating me. So let's take this family down, piece by piece, brick by brick, and burn them. Every last one of them until there's nothing left. And that family's name could go burn and be lost to history.
Sounds good by me.
Okay, let's go. I'm not in the mood to help. Let's go wait by this body so we can defend
You calm down. Sit over here. I'll go help out the rest of the party. You get your thoughts together.
I'm gonna stay by the body just so that it's just so that when the guards do get here, we can defend ourselves and it's not just an unattended body.
And then Cole's gonna head over towards Sai and Gallic.
As that
wherever they need.
As that conversation is taking place, the people doing the impromptu fire line, you watch as after like a minute or two, the guards show up, and the majority of the guards immediately jump in and they see that there's no like active threat other than the flames, and they also start assisting with the like putting out the fire. A few of them though do begin to like fan out generally and look at the general scene of like the exploded house, the giant crater where the fireball went off initially, all the evidence, all the blood on the ground, like all the evidence of a fight, and they're kind of like looking around for any other threats, for any other like tracks and trails, and they're doing general investigations to try to piece together what happened, or if there's any other threats in the area that might impede or attack like the fire line.
I'm gonna make sure my sword is sheathed, like not out. I'm just standing by the dead guy, just
in deep thought,
pissed off, deep thought, and ready to explain what happened when someone eventually comes over to me. Mm-hmm. But I'm not trying to stand there threatening with a sword.
Does anyone in the fire line attempt to say or do anything with the guards, or are you just like letting them help?
Oh, we can wait until the fire is out before we have.
Okay, just because while you're doing that, eventually, like the fire's not going to go out quickly. It's going to take 10, 20, 30 minutes, like depending on how much you can do. But it's going to be a lot sooner to discover the body and the tiefling standing next to it. So that's going to happen first. So I will say, Onyx, you eventually, like, 2 guards walk through the exploded house out the back, through like the shattered window that the guy jumped through. And they follow the tracks up, and then they do see you standing next to a dead guy. Presumably you took him off the roof, you're not standing on the roof. And so you're on the ground behind the house. And they're like, halt, what? Did you kill that guy? Like, what's going on here? You're officially detained under suspicion. What's going on? And there are, like, I would say, like, 3 or 4 guards.
I didn't kill him. but this is the guy that started all of this. This is the guy responsible for all of this. He caused this damage.
I'm debating. Hold on, let me think about the check.
Sorry.
No, I just because it's like, technically, in a manner of speaking, you did assist in killing him, so that is a lie.
I never
you didn't definitively kill. You didn't kill him. You didn't get the final hit.
I didn't land a hit.
Oh shit! I guess you never did anything, huh? You just got blown up.
I just kept chasing. Yeah, I never hit him.
Shit,
I didn't do anything. My sword has no blood on it.
You're not wrong. I guess technically you were just there. So yeah, okay, then I'll say it's persuasion then, not deception. You could just give a general persuasion to like disarm their suspicions, because they have no reason to believe you at face. So it's just gonna be a general.
So that would be
just
skill,
persuasion.
right?
It would just be persuasion, the skill. Okay.
Oh,
so perfectly average.
With a +5. Oh god.
So with a 10, completely middle of the road, they do not seem overtly convinced of. They don't think you're lying. They also don't believe you. They are moderately disarmed in the sense that like they don't think that you're secretly like actually the dude who caused it, but they are also not putting their weapons down, and they're not coming near you, and they're not just going to believe you at your word with no evidence. And so they are going to. What's up?
I was gonna say, can Cole see any of this, like the guards surrounding him?
No, because they're on the other end of houses, and you're at the fire line.
That's what I kind of thought. I didn't know if I could see him like through like alleyway or whatever. I didn't know, because I know the map's not like to scale.
No, you're relatively far away through like a sec. I mean, technically there's a giant channel that you could look through, but they're past where that channel lets out because you blew the front off of the house.
I got it.
And then
you're good.
I mean, you know that they probably made contact with Onyx because they went where Onyx was staying, but you can't see the stage at which they're at or hear them. And then I'll say Onyx, they are gonna be like, okay, buddy, we don't know you, and it's literally you and a dead body, and we've got half of the story, and there's no one around to corroborate because they don't know that the people in the fire line are with you. So they're gonna attempt to arrest you, or not arrest. They're gonna detain you and take your weapons off of you, and then sit you down and like begin an actual investigation with you as a suspect because you're next to a dead body.
They are not taking my sword off me.
Okay.
I will.
Wait,
I want to talk more. I'm gonna put my hands up and say, "Can I talk more?" My other people are over there helping with the fire. I want to explain what's going on. I got blown up by this guy while I was healing someone. Can we talk? I can't let go of this sword though.
Okay. I will say the guards in this circumstance are functionally acting as first responder police officers. They are, in the name of what is effectively this version's officer safety, they are actively going to attempt to take any weapon off of you and detain you. You are under suspicion of a murder, which is a very serious crime. So they're going to go, we'll talk. That's not an issue. We are not going to let you have several weapons that you could attack us with because we don't have any reason currently to believe you. You're not under arrest. You're not under a crime. We don't think you're not actively wanted. We're not going to put a warrant out, but we are going to take any potentially hazardous material off you and hold on to it. And then once we conduct an on-scene investigation, if it went the way you said it did, and there are people that you say you are with who would have seen it, we will find them and discuss with them and then go from there. But we are taking your weapons.
You can have anything but the sword. I will sheath the sword. I will lay it by my feet, but it is not leaving my possession.
The head guard looks at you and goes, the sword is actively the most dangerous thing on you right now. You don't get to make demands. We are going to view your resistance as an act of guilt at this juncture. Because that is extremely suspicious. It's just a sword. We'll hold it for 10 minutes until
it's not just a sword. It is not just a sword.
Then what is it? He says inquisitively.
This is more important to me than anything I own. This is not just a sword to me. It may look like a sword to you, but this means a lot more than just a sword to me. I cannot let it just leave my person. I'm willing to. You can bind my hands behind me as long as the sword stays on my person. I will stand on my sword with my hands binded. I am not letting it not be on my person.
Okay, roll persuasion, but it will be difficult. Because it is an inherently very guilty thing to be like, no, I want to keep my gun on me, officer. You can't have it. Trust me, I won't use it. Like, it's suspicious.
I don't know.
$15. I will say that's I will say the guy who's doing the talking, like the guard who is initiating the conversation with you, kind of squints at you a bit and sees that you're really not gonna budge on it, and you get the feeling that he's made a mental note of this interaction and how you've handled yourself and what you've said and the wording you've chosen, and then he kind of like signals the two other guards, and they walk up to you with rope, and they are going to actively tie your hands behind your back so that you can't grab the sword. They'll leave the sword on you, but then you watch as one of the guards reaches into like their back pouch and they pull out what looks like a satin ribbon, and he ties it around the sword, like in like where it like in like a crossing pattern between like the hilt of the sword, like the guard of the sword, and where the sheath meets, that you feel like if you attempted to pull the sword out, the ribbon would like break or rip. And then they tie that on the sword as well, and then they bind your hands, and then they like sit you down on the floor, like 20 or so feet away from the body, and then two of them actively stand like with their weapons out next to you, watching you to see if you reach for your sword, and then the other two begin doing like a general investigation of the body, and that takes several minutes.
Do you guys? So now that we're calmed down now. Do you guys want to talk? Do you want to ask me questions? The other guys are over there. They're helping on the fire and shut up. They're helping on the fire line.
Like while they're actively like tying you up and like doing all that stuff in the conversation you just had, we're gonna go backwards in time 5 minutes, and then the fire line people are gonna do stuff as well. Like it's happening simultaneously. So the fire line people, after 5 to 10 minutes, now that the guards had showed up, you see like you're making some amount of progress. Like there's only so much water you can pull out of this well at any given time. So it is limiting, but you do make it about 5 or 10 minutes and you're making some impact. And after a few more minutes after the guards show up, more guards show up. And some of these guard squads, you see men in cloaks instead of regular armor, and they begin casting magic to like control water, move water, summon rain clouds. Like they seem prepared.
Avatar.
They seem prepared for fire, in a sense of like you think that these are an aspect of the city guard that is prepared for either attacks or general maintenance that might that in a sense of like fires are probably going to happen in an old time wooden and stone city, and these guys are ready for it. And after about 5 to 10 minutes, they show up. In another 5 minutes, the fire is basically completely out. The buildings are severely damaged. Anything that could burn is pretty burnt and will probably require a lot of gold in repairs. You don't know who's going to handle that, how insurance works, any of that. But at that juncture, the fire is effectively no longer an issue.
Okay, so during that 5 minutes, am I having a conversation with the guards still?
No, so like that, everything you just said, like your interaction with the guard is happened the same time that description just happened. So now it's like they're gonna talk because they said they wanted to talk to their guards once the fire was handled. So now I'm gonna let them talk to their guards, and then that end of their conversation will happen, and then we'll go back in time again, and then you'll have your conversation because it's two separate conversations happening. You don't know what each other is saying.
Oh, well, this is awkward. I was gonna look around at everybody and go, where's Onyx? And I'm gonna look at Cole, who was last seen with Onyx.
He stayed with the body. He needed a minute to cool down. He was a little hot-headed right now. I wanted him to gather his thoughts.
You think he's good now? Or you think he needs some more time? His fires are out, so we should probably get back over there before
We
any of the
could
guards
definitely
cause
head that
any
way.
trouble.
He's a little hot-headed. It wouldn't hurt to go see where he's at.
Are you
Okay,
attempting to
well,
have this
If the
conversation?
guards heading
Are you
that way.
attempting to have this conversation stealthily? Because you are surrounded by
No.
other people. So,
No,
No,
we're straight up being like, hey, have you seen Onyx?
no,
And
no,
he's
because
like, no, he's
I,
fine.
I meant
Yeah.
more for the part where Cole goes, he's next to the body. Because are you attempting to? Otherwise, because the guards are gonna go,
Oh,
where's the? Is someone
now-
dead? Is there a body?
wait.
Like they're
Now,
gonna
right at
immediately
the end of
react
that-
to that phrasing.
But right at the end of what I just said is he's right by the body, which I just said. I just saw other guards heading that way.
Yeah, they don't care about
So in
that.
theory,
Yeah.
but that means other guards would have got there first, so they can even go that way with us. And somebody else is already there. We're not like hiding anything.
No, but it does mean that you're witnesses to the body, and they're gonna immediately start questioning you and not let you walk away. Because you could say, "Oh, we'll go over there,"
That's
and then
fine,
disappear
'cause
into
that
the
would line
crowd.
up with- That would lie because we all have the same story. It's not a lie, so we have nothing to hide.
Okay,
I feel.
I didn't say you're being accused of lying. I
No,
as the
he's just
DM,
saying
I
we're
need
gonna
to
get
keep.
Don't say hiding.
Yeah.
Hiding. We have nothing
Yeah.
to hide.
Okay, no, that's
We have nothing to
fine because
hide.
I, as the DM, need to keep lines in a certain order so that
Yeah.
things don't get crossed. So if you are saying
Yeah.
that in a not stealthy way, then if you attempt
Yeah.
to walk over to where Onyx is, you are stopped, all of you, any who were engaging in that conversation, and then a much larger contingent of guards will start going, "We heard you mention a body and your friend and yada 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 and everything that he just heard you say." He goes, "Were you here when this happened? If so, what happened? How many people are dead? Are you hurt and do you need medical attention?" And then any other general investigative questions. He's gonna like rattle.
What the hell? They get nicer guards
That's a
than
lot.
ask if they need medical attention.
Onyx,
Well,
shut up.
because they were
To be fair,
actively
you're actually
putting out a
standing
fire.
next to the body.
Yeah, they were actively
We're
putting
helping.
out a
We're
fire in
just
someone's
killing
house,
dead
and you
guys.
were standing next to a corpse. And then you went, "No, you can't take
alright.
my weapons," which is suspicious.
One
I'll,
weapon, I let them
shut
take
up.
everything else.
I'll answer real quick. As far as medical, a couple of us did get hurt. Me personally, I'm okay, but we do have 2 people that did get particularly injured. Our friend that is with us, that helped deal with this whole situation, is standing by the one singular dead body of the person that did all of this, that we all helped together to stop. And we'd like to see what's going on. I saw your guards already headed that way. If you guys want to send 2 people ahead and wave us on from there, we have nothing to hide. We are here to help. We tried to stop everything. We did stop
Sounds
this.
So suspicious.
Yeah.
I mumble under their breath.
Roll persuasion. Since you're not lying, because that's the truth. Roll persuasion.
Can I give him
It's in
advantage?
the food
No,
area.
you
There's
have
3
said
Ps
nothing.
here. It's the last one.
Well, I
To be
couldn't
fair, he
say
did
anything.
say, "I'll
Nobody-
answer everything."
Yeah, he said,
Yeah,
"I'll answer
literally,
everything," and then
he
didn't
didn't
let
give me a
anyone else
chance to
talk. So
say
this is on
anything.
him. Okay, within 11, you are not particularly convincing. You are ever so slightly above average, much like, hilariously, much like Onyx was. So that he goes,
Like brother,
okay,
like brother.
yeah. He goes,
That's kind of
okay,
wild.
well, that is awesome. Extremely convenient story. We're definitely going to check into that. For now, he's like, don't go anywhere. We'll do some primary
We'll comply for
investigation.
everything you say.
Yeah,
Next to Waldo's Wizardly Wonders.
Yeah.
I'm gonna yell out from the back.
yeah.
Well,
And then
can I stop him for a second?
stop who?
The guard who's moving away.
No, the guard is not moving away. He's stopping you from moving away. He's stopping the party.
They're
He's like,
talking to me.
yeah, because Cole was like, we'll go, like, oh, send some guards over. We'll all go over there. And he's like, no one's going anywhere. No one move. We're gonna do a general prime. Like, there's like 20 or 30 guards plus the wizards that showed up. There's a lot of, effectively, a SWAT team has shown up. Think of it that way.
They're just figuring out.
And
what the
they're
fuck's going
everywhere.
on.
Like they're pushing the crowd back. They're getting people who need smoke inhalation. They're doing medical treatment. Like the second Cole says like, oh, we have a few people who are like beaten up. Like you see wizard. I assume he directs them to Ataraxia, and you see like a couple wizards go over and they're gonna like check you up, like look and make
Also,
sure you're
Kai's
good.
partially hurt.
Yeah. And so yeah, but Onyx
I'm
isn't.
fine.
Onyx is. Oh, sorry. And so it's like they kind of go up and they do like a general first aid, like paramedic style, and they kind of get a disaster assessment and situation, and they're looking at everything. The guards do discover the charred remains of a woman in the alley, where she burned to death instantly when the bomb went off. So they're like, okay, there's at least one body. And he's like, okay, and that guy said there's a second one, so there's 2 bodies so far. And then it's like, okay, and you could see them like kind of piecing together a general vibe of the circumstance. But the whole time, the guard who was talking to you, who appears to be slightly better dressed, not in like a fancy sense, but like the armor seems a little shinier, it seems a little better, and he's kind of side-eyeing you the whole time, suspiciously, because if you were around when this happened, he doesn't know your level of involvement.
I glare at him.
Side glares at the guard or at Cole?
No, at the guard.
Okay, At this point, he has no reason to think you're more or less suspicious than Cole, so he says nothing, but he notes that you're glaring at him. Are you attempting to intimidate him, or just glare at him?
No! That's not...
Don't answer for her. Don't answer for her.
Well, I want to intimidate him, but now everyone said no.
No. You don't know what Cole is thinking. If Sai wants to intimidate, don't let them dictate your character.
I'm gonna glare at Sai and kind of give a little side eye and kind of nudge for don't fucking do it.
Yeah, and Sai looks back at Cole and silently glares
you can do what you
back at Cole.
They do not play your character, you do. If Sai would like to intimidate, describe what she does, why she does it, and I will tell you what to roll.
Well, Sai wanted to speak to the guard in general. They're just glaring because the guard literally gave no thought to listening to the explanation, however, understands that the explanation was a little kind of sus.
For the record.
No, we're friends.
For the record. Sai introduces herself.
To the guard that was talking to Cole?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Sai. I'm part of the group that was involved in this situation. We're actually here on official business, but kind of got sidetracked trying to collect some magic items and other things. I'll try and help clear up some answers, but part of the situation I wasn't here to see, and so that's kind of going to be on our buddy who's on the other side of the building. But we came across this tiefling kid who we thought was a tiefling kid, but turned out to not be a tiefling kid. But
didn't turn out to be a tiefling kid.
Well,
didn't turn out to be a kid at all.
Wait, you wouldn't know that.
No, that's what I mean. Like, we just saw an explosion go off and then somebody trying to stab.
You don't know that.
Okay, backtrack.
Yeah, you don't know that.
I didn't say that. Well, our friend, he was trying to get our friend Onyx to help him with his mom, but didn't want the rest of us coming to see it, or he didn't trust us, so Onyx went down this way, and then all we saw was an explosion, and then our friend being attacked by, was it a dwarf?
It was a dwarf.
Yeah, a dwarf holding a rapier and stabbing our other friend who's probably getting medical attention right now with psychic knives.
Hopefully,
like, what is that?
Getting medical attention.
Hopefully getting medical
Agreed,
attention.
hopefully.
So the explosion... Yes.
She says to the medic in front of her, hopefully.
Help
He
me!
fumbles with a first aid kit.
Help me, my leg!
Meanwhile, Ataraxia is giving him tips on how to properly dress a wound. That doesn't exist.
Ataraxia's like...
You know, I saw this firefighter guy. It tells me you gotta do it this way.
She's like, I reacted to this once.
Where's your fucking aspirin? Give it to me now. Give me the ibuprofen. I know you got it. Give it to me.
Give me the drugs.
Yeah. The good shit.
But after the explosion, we started fighting him, and then as soon as we were able to, for lack of a better word, kill him, we started helping with the fire. So I'm not exactly sure after the point where we saw, like, what happened when he went down this way.
Okay, so roll first roll a general persuasion, and then based on the number, he's gonna go one of two ways.
Oh, this is gonna be a bad one, isn't it?
Okay, significantly better. So he's like, as you're talking, he's like nodding, and then he's like, as you're going like instead of speaking in like general vagueness, you're giving like very clear like, and then we did this, and then this happened, and we saw this kid, he looked specifically like this, and it's a very obviously overly specific story that he could tell would be very difficult to just pull out of your ass. He's like, okay, most of this probably happened. She doesn't seem like she's lying. He's actively reading your face, and it doesn't seem like you're lying because you're not. And he's like, okay. And then the thing that kind of catches him, though, he goes, okay. What did you mean when you said official business? Like was your official business related to the kid, or the kid happened to be here?
Easy pass.
I look at Calyx, who I know has the thing, and I go, "We're actually here to meet the king."
The guard raises his eyes very wide and in like a, "Sure you are, buddy. Everyone's gonna meet the king."
Can I kind of cut in
Cole,
here? We came
Cole
to the city
chime
with
in and say
Abigail.
Abigail's here with us.
Damn it!
She is.
My line.
He looks around and Abigail isn't here with you, and he goes, "Okay, sure she is." Like, idiot. Like, what? I'm not blind. He's like, sure, whatever.
Who has the pass?
Well, the General's Easy Pass, we got this from the 40 Bloody Fingers, but that's not related here or there.
Yeah.
We just helped save the fort from a rat infant.
Sai, you have... If someone could please silence your cell phone, by the way. That's really annoying. But,
my bad, it was never next to the mic.
Yeah. And then you have on your person something that she gave you that she said was hers that would give you access to the restricted section of the library. But
technically a pass for the king, but Abigail gave me this, and I pull it out and I show the guard.
He'll recognize what is effectively like a warrant is a bad word, but it's let me go where I want, I'm with the government paperwork effectively. Mm-hmm. And he like eyes it, and he goes to take it from me, like he's gonna inspect to make sure it's not a forgery. And so I assume you let him.
Yeah, I mean,
he kind of gives like a once over, and he like feels it, and he is manipulating it in a way that implies that he's seen them before. So he's looking for like very specific, like the pleats on the fabric and the way it's written and the handwriting and all that stuff. And he's kind of nodding, and then he hands it back to you, and he goes, "Well, that's genuine. That much is true. And if you have that, that's not something you could just take." He goes, "I don't know." He goes, I can't prove that it's from Knight Abigail because it doesn't specifically say her name." And then he kind of like looks at Cole and is like, kind of moves his hand and then goes back to talking to you. And he's like, "But if you have it, I'll take it as a vouch for the validity of your story up until this point." He goes, "If first things first, if you look you don't look injured because you got psychically stabbed." So he goes, "But if you say you're injured and your friend is injured," he goes, "let's get you fixed up. Then I will call for the guards I sent over where the other gentleman said your friend is. We'll bring him over here. We'll sit you all down. We'll look at everything on a wide lens, and we'll see if we'll ask witness statements. We'll see if anybody saw anything. We'll try to get a story going, and then we'll go from there. Does that sound fair?"
That sounds fair to me. And I glance at Cole and Calyx, and I'm like, "What about you guys?"
Yeah, the thumbs up. I'm here for it.
I'm good.
Okay. Then good. He directs two like wizard-looking people over to you and to Ataraxia. You can both roll 1d6 plus 3. You get basically a free cure wounds.
You were hurt too. Well, I said a couple. I never specified who, but Onyx is also hurt. Does he not apply to this?
Okay, Onyx. He does not know who Onyx is. He has not gone over there to get your friend. This conversation is actively happening. Onyx has not had his conversation with his guards yet. Remember, we're doing the back and forth thing.
All right, on a genuine thing, does he see Ataraxia, though, because she's on the other side of a building?
No, because remember, they're there because they were like that because of the fire line, but the fire is over. So you guys are now in the general area. You just haven't been moving their toes.
Okay. All right, that's all. Line of sight is all it's going.
Yeah, well, no, yeah, because Sai is giving a general description of what happened, and I assume she was pointing out things and actively like you aren't stood stock still in your 5-foot squares.
No, I got
this
you.
Is a
You're good.
map.
You're good.
And so
you don't gotta overexplain.
Yeah.
I got you.
So
I got you.
each of you can roll your 1d6 plus 3, and then add that much to your health. That's a free heal that you don't have to use a spell slot for, and then that happens. Then he will have a couple guards stand by you and tell them that you're not allowed to leave. He will start walking over around the block to go to where Cole said his friend is, next to a body. So he'll look for the body and the other guards. As he transitions from where you guys are to where Onyx is, the camera moves back to Onyx, who will now have his detained conversation, which is happening simultaneous to when the guard captain, you now figure is probably his title, is talking to Sai. And so now we move the lens back over. Onyx, you're sat on the ground. Your hands are bound behind your back, and your sword is tied together with some kind of ribbon.
In my sheath.
It's on your person, but it's sheathed, and then the ribbon is keeping. The ribbon just looks like a satin ribbon. Like, it doesn't look like it would actively stop you from drawing the sword if you could, but they put it there for some reason. You don't know what it does or why they did that.
Okay.
There are two guards standing next to you with spears. They're not pointing them at you, but they are actively watching you holding weapons in case you attempt to break your binds because they find you suspicious. The third guard is investigating the body and is doing like what you could tell is a general medicine check to try to determine what killed the guy. He very easily determines that it was several different kinds of damage. You know, there's blood coming out of his eyes and ears from when he took sonic damage. He's got several deep slashes all over his body, giant welts and bruises where he was slammed in the chest with some type of force, that kind of thing. And he's talking out loud as he discovers these, and the other guard, the fourth guard, is like writing it down on like a little, not a scribble pad, but he's got like a piece of parchment, and he's making like footnotes of the on the scene autopsy, so to speak. And then once they finish doing that and they do like a once around of the scene, the guard that originally asked you to like turn over all your weapons and stuff goes back up to you and then is like, okay, you wanted to talk, let's talk. And then he's going to recount all the injuries that he could find on the dead guy. And then he's going to ask you to start, before giving any sort of extra whatever, he wants you to explain the injuries, how they happened, and then how the fight started and ended in detail. And you could tell he is actively reading your face. He is inciting you for the slightest hint of a lie or like a half-truth or any, because he's very suspicious of you. So he's reading you like a book. So you be very careful of what you say and hope that you roll high.
Okay. Fuck you, dude.
Not to the guard. That was to you, God.
Okay. So let's go back to the beginning, because as you can see, I'm injured too, and I was more injured. I healed myself a little bit to try to track this guy down. Am I allowed to start from the beginning? I want to clarify. I just want to be on the same page with you. I want to give you the full story. I do appreciate you working with me already to this point, and I want to be clean with you here. I want to be on the same page. Are we good?
Yeah, he's like, I don't mind if you start from the beginning, so long as all my questions end with answers.
And if you have any questions or if I missed something, ask, please.
I intend to.
What?
He says, he looks at you in the eyes and he says, I intend to.
Okay. So, a little while ago, me and the group of people I'm with, which includes my brother, we're here with the Royal Knight Abigail, brought us here for an audience with the king. We are supposed to be meeting with him, but we had some time, so we were going around to some shops real quick, waiting for the castle to send for us. So we've been taking care of some business for our party. As we were walking toward the library, As we were walking toward the library, I spotted a small tiefling child that reminded me of myself selling flowers. After a conversation with the child, I agreed. I learned that his mother was injured or sick, and I walked by myself with the child to the alley where I believe the fire kind of originally started. I believe some of my group were actually over there helping to quell the flames, which kind of looks like there's more smoke. So it looks like that might be out now, or mostly steam now. So I hope that's the case. When I went into the alley, I saw a woman hunched over, sick and in pain, and I used my abilities to heal her. And as soon as I did, some type of magic occurred. I don't know exactly what happened, and I blew up. There was flames. There was I can't tell you exactly what happened. It all happened in a blur and a flash. And I believe the tiefling child was actually this man. I say begrudgingly, in disguise, because after that happened, he grabbed me and was threatening me. At which point, after the explosion went off, my friends, my group, they rushed over. At which point, some of them got injured themselves from various forms of attacks from this man. During while we were trying to catch him to figure out what's going on and why he just randomly blew me up, because that doesn't even make any sense. I was trying to help a woman who I thought was his mother, assuming this is the same tiefling child, and then I just got blown up. It was extraordinarily just disorienting. And during the battle, I kind of was I can't tell you exactly what happened. I know that there was numerous forms of attacks, but I couldn't witness them all. I couldn't see them all. I had to heal myself up a little bit. I believe some of my group uses magic and some uses more like brute strength and weaponry. I believe I'm the only sword user. Like designated longsword user. So I didn't even attack this man after he attacked me. I was just trying to catch him with the group and to figure out what was going on. And between all of the attacks and everything, we had to defend ourselves. And this is the unfortunate result for all of us. We've gotten injured. There have been, it looks like, a lot of property damage. And this man, the only way to stop him, it seems, I guess, was to go this far.
The whole time you're talking, the guard is like nodding and following along the story. Okay. Roll. There are some lies and some truths in that story. So I will say...
Are there?
Well, for a fact Calyx uses a longsword. You've seen him multiple times use and maintenance his longsword. So, yes. But that could also just be you forgetting.
Shit. I thought he uses axes.
He does have axes.
That was a mistake.
His primary weapon is a sword. But also,
I've used them like 90% of the time. Yeah. But in this fight only is the first time I used the longsword.
But you did make a note of every time you've rested, you're like, Calyx is sitting there maintaining his sword, cleaning his weapons. Like, you've said it before. I'm not being nitpicky about it. I'm just saying that is one of many. But also,
no, that's fair.
There's also some general vagueness. Yeah. There's also some general vagueness of like, he attacked me. I have no idea what happened. He's just some guy. You know who he is. You know more. That you're keeping it vague, which is fine. But so because of that,
yeah, but that's not a lie. That's an omission of detail.
Ask any court. Omission is a lie. That being said, you can choose. You can choose to roll. You can choose to roll persuasion or deception. It is your choice because there's a little bit of both, and then go from
there. Does both of them have the same modifier? Does it matter in terms of how it's perceived?
Yes.
I would go for persuasion then, I feel like deception is worse. Please do something good. Thank God.
You rolled like a 13 on insight. You got it. So he's like, okay. He with a 21, he believes you. He's like, okay, you know, that's starting to make a lot more sense. Random guy dressed, dude. Guys dress as kids all the time, I guess, and attack people with explosions. Happens all the time. Another Tuesday in the Capitol. And then so he's like,
this has happened more than once. I don't want to be here.
Yeah, right.
Capitol, guys. I miss home.
Yeah, and then he's like, okay, you know, it happens. You know, it happens to the best of us. And he's like, hey, you guys, you know, you did a solid service. You know, it's a shame that you murdered him and didn't like detain him, because I would have liked to arrest him and trial and find some more information out. But hey, I guess we'll settle for talking to him later, and then we'll go from there. But you know, maybe I was a little harsh at first, but now that I have a whole picture that you've put together, I think you're a pretty stand-up, trustworthy guy. You did a good thing, you know. You do look a little injured, you know. It does make sense, you know. Your clothes are all singed. I believe that if this guy attacked you with some kind of bomb or something, I don't know why he would have done it, and neither do you apparently, but I guess there's not much we can do about that right now. And then he'll signal the 2 guards, and they're gonna take your ropes off. They'll give you all your stuff back, and then they'll carefully untie the little ribbon that was on your sword, and then they'll, like, that guy puts it back in, like, his pocket. And then he'll go, like, you said you were with people, like, they're over with the other guards, like, you want to go meet up with them? Like, we'll all go?
Yeah.
Okay. And then,
yeah, if you want to take me over there, I appreciate you talking this through with me. Like I said, I just wanted to clarify everything. You know, I appreciate you respecting, you know, not letting me, you know, working out a way to talk safely for both of us.
Yeah, and you know, it's my no worries, man. No worries, man. It's my job, you know. I'm just, you know, I just want to make sure that, like, because, you know, for all I know, right, he tried to stop you, and you're the one throwing bombs around, right? It happens, you know. There's no way to be sure.
Absolutely.
I'm just trying to be
I
sure.
absolutely got where you were coming from. That's why I was trying to make, you know, as much sense as I could too. You know, trying to respect my own, you know, personal morals, codes, and everything.
High stress situations, man. Totally get it. No harm, no foul, no hard feelings. Totally get it. And then he'll take 2 of the other 2 guards, and he'll signal them to, like, pick up the dead guy. And it's like, okay, we're gonna bring him, and then it's like, you're gonna walk with me, and we're all gonna go walk over, and then time will now re-centralize as things have balanced out, and the party,
as we're walking over,
the party will see as the guard captain is walking in the direction of where to go get Onyx. He is met at, like, the corner by Onyx being walked in by the other guard, and they're like, oh, we were just gonna go get you. And then the guy's like, oh, I was just bringing him to you, Captain. And then they will all just instead walk over to where everybody is, and you will now be re-centralized, and the time has equalized out, and now you're now an active time.
Okay. So I'm glad to see all you guys are okay. Did you guys get the fire out? And Ataraxia, you're looking a little bit better.
Feeling a lot better.
Oh, thank you. Was there someone here to heal you?
Yeah.
You look around, there's like 30 dudes, like guards, wizards, like the full force of the Capitol's police force is around, and they're all actively doing shit, 30? And it looks like a crime scene investigation. Like you're completely outnumbered.
Okay, I'm gonna look to the captain and just say, hey, would you be able to have one of your people heal me like they did my friends? I could use a little bit of treatment.
Yeah. A little bit of love.
Yeah, he'll look at you and see that you're like, you were very clearly lit on fire in some capacity. He's like, oh yeah, you look a little messed up. And then he'll signal like a guy over, and you can't have the same 1d6 plus 3.
We got it. Nope, we learned the right way.
Whatever works. And then perfect. And so so you get plus 5. Yeah. And then the captain will, like, while that guy is like medicining you, he walks over to the guard you were talking to. He walks over to the guard you were talking to. And then the guard, like, you could tell, whispers everything that happened between you and him to the captain. The captain now has a full picture of the story. He looks back at Sai, looks at the hey, we're special pass that she has. Goes, okay, well, that guy had no idea that she showed me that, but he had the same story. And then he looks at Cole, and he goes, okay, and he gave the same name of the same knight that would have had one of these. Okay, this is starting to seem pretty believable. okay. And then he looks at the body, and he's like, yeah, the guy doesn't exactly look innocent. You know, he's dressed in like a black hood and like leather armor, and it's all dark and assassin-y looking. And he's like, okay, I think I see what's happening. And you could tell like the guard is looking around, and he's put together this kind of idea of like, okay, based on what you convinced the guard of, it seems the guard has convinced the captain that it is a random act of violence, and you guys got unlucky. And the captain's like, damn, you know, crime in the capital has been getting so bad lately, with all the gangs and with everything. It's just so annoying. It's just making so much extra work for us. We're sorry that this had to happen to you, but hopefully, you know, you've done a service to the town by getting a bad man off the street. I hope this didn't delay you with your appointment with the capital. That's the last thing I would have wanted, but we did need to be sure. You know how it is. And then he will say like, we're gonna take the body. Obviously, we'll bring that to the church, see if we can't get some answers with that, and then you guys are free to go. You know, if you need anything, I'm Guard Captain Alex. I'm usually at the barracks by the Capitol, but obviously I'm in the field because there was an explosion. But if you need anything, that's where I'll be. Ask for me by name. I'll be sure to make time. Do you guys need anything else? Or are you good? Questions, comments, concerns?
Is there anything else that we can help with so you guys get back to what you need to do? Is there anything we can do here to help anybody else around?
Oh, absolutely. Can any of you guys speak to the dead?
Not on
Cole's gonna look at everybody and say, "Can you?"
No.
Ah, damn. You could have saved me. You could have saved me a walk. Spell. Oh well.
Yeah.
Then no. Unfortunately, no. We'll still have to go to the church. But I do appreciate the offer. And then, so he's like, okay, well, that's pretty much the only thing I need at this situation. That or anyone who has the ability to automatically reconstruct buildings. But even my wizards can't do that. That just takes manpower. So we'll have to get all that settled. But we do appreciate the offer, though. And he offers like a firm handshake.
Thank you for everything you guys have done. We're here to help if you ever need us again. Please tell us when we're here.
Of course. And then he like turns around to converse with his guards.
Did you shake his hand?
Yes, I shook his hand.
Okay.
Well, me or Onyx. I mean, I'm kind of I don't know where exactly he is.
It's a general.
I don't know who he is.
But if I'm the one, to me.
I
shook his hand if he was.
I assume someone shook his hand and didn't just leave him hanging. I assume.
Yeah.
Nobody said they did. I just wanted to make sure.
I'd like to state that I did say firm handshake.
Yeah.
I was there for it.
Yeah, everyone lines up and they each give him a firm handshake.
Good game, good game, good game, good game, good game.
Yeah.
Can we talk about
Onyx,
why Sai is holding our legal documents?
I put it back in my pocket.
Cole's gonna
Onyx,
ask Onyx. Oh, Sai, go.
I think we're gonna ask him the same question. Like, are you okay?
Yeah, are you good from? Yeah,
Are you good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, just peachy.
What did they ask you?
I just told them the truth.
Which
Okay.
was?
I just told them the truth.
Here, let's
Okay.
talk on the way to the
Noted.
library.
Yeah. And we're
Okay,
walking,
perfect.
and we're walking.
And
Away from
And
the scene
boom,
of
it's
the
the
crime.
library.
Yeah. Oh no, and I will say, as you guys go, like you do see like the guards start to clean up, and they kind of try to fill in the holes, and they kind of clean the blood up, and you see that there's mages. They come and they cast like prestidigitation
Crime scene disappears.
on the ash and stuff like that. And you do see like one wizard comes up and he like waves his hand, and you watch as this like spectral disc levitates like a foot off the ground. It's like translucent, like you can kind of sort of see it, and you watch as they heft the body onto it, and the body is just like levitating 1 foot off the ground, and the guy starts walking with the guard captain in a direction, and you watch as like the body is just levitating behind, always like 3 foot behind him, like it's on a magical cart, but there's nothing there, and they're just walking down the street, and like the guard captain is like, as people come up and they're like, what's going on, he kind of like waves them off. He's like, it's handled, the guards have it handled, you're all safe now, go back to your business. And he appears to be walking.
It's like Man in Black.
He appears to be walking in the opposite direction of where you're heading.
Small wave, boys. Small wave.
Yeah. I would like to clarify. If anyone added the leather armor for that assassin to their inventory, please remove it because you didn't take the armor off.
Yeah, we didn't.
The body is
Alright.
levitating away. Unfortunately, you think it'd be weird to ask for his clothes now at this juncture.
Yeah.
Hey, can we
It would also
strip
look
that
really
guy?
sketchy after we already got this far.
Oh, hey,
Alright,
by the way, can I strip that dude?
So, Cole, real quick, is gonna ask now that they're kind of wandering away with the guards.
Oh, shouldn't we be out of earshot?
No, this is. It's
Oh,
just that
we're out of
it's
earshot
just-
of the guards.
I don't have
This
a
doesn't
map for
matter.
everything. The map is going to stay the same. You are away
Okay.
from the guard.
No, but
I just
but
want
it
to
doesn't matter.
clarify.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This doesn't matter. Real quick, I'm gonna straight up ask. Between Onyx, Psy, and Ataraxia, I don't know how they got healed or if they did it at all, particularly
But
by
that's
how
okay.
much. I'm gonna ask: are you three okay? And do any of you need anything else? Can any of us help in any way?
I'm okay enough.
I'm good.
Just Peach.
Fine. I think we should keep going. At least find some place where we can.
Well, you wanted to go to the
Going
library.
where? We want to go to the library. If not, we're still waiting
We
for
wanna go to the
Abigail.
library, but that was a lot to have happen, and obviously, sorry, not to point that out, but you seem upset, and so I feel like going somewhere where we can decompress from the whole situation would be.
Who's
a good
upset?
idea.
Maybe we should all go grab a drink.
Yes.
You turn around.
Is
Oh,
there a
there's this nice
tavern?
tavern over, and then you realize it burned down. You're like, oh damn.
God damn it.
Dang it.
No, we can go to the library for legitimacy for the man.
I'm good for whatever.
The original.
I think the
original
quiet
plan,
will be good
yeah.
for us.
The original plan that you guys had set, because it's been a couple weeks since we last played.
Was library.
Well, no, it was Sai and Calyx were going to the library. You wanted to go do your thing with Sergeant Scale.
Oh,
Because remember, you have a note that says like I can see him, but the guy specifically said he couldn't get you and all your friends in, so you were gonna go with maybe just Onyx, and you were gonna kind of split up.
Yeah,
that was the
yeah,
original
yeah,
plan
yeah.
before Onyx blew up. Is that plan still happening, or do you want to all go to the library, or how do you want to play it? Because I just want to remind you, because it's been in real life, it's been several weeks. So that was your original plan, and then Brontes and Ataraxia were kind of gonna go wherever because they really didn't have a plan. Actually, no, that's a lie. I'm sorry. Brontes was gonna cast Identify on like 5 things. That was
I was
also
also going to
so-
go to the library.
that can
So,
be done at the library, but that was the plan.
okay. All right. So, I'm fine.
The people going to the library go to the library, and the following things happen. You walk up to this very ornate carved like stone building. It's got very nice like marble pillars out front. It looks very gaudy, very expensive. And as soon as you walk in, there's a large amount of just like furniture, ornate decorations, tables for sitting and reading. There's like a few people kind of sitting and reading, but they look very wealthy. It looks like the average peasant probably can't read or just doesn't have the time to go read a book at the library. And so it's definitely a more higher clientele, like higher social status area. You walk in, there's a front desk. At the front desk, there is what appears to be, you think to be, a woman sitting at the front desk. She is wearing a black shawl over her entire head and face. The only thing you could see out of the bottom of the shawl, it carves in like a half moon around her mouth. I'm sorry, that's wrong. It's an upside down moon and it covers just past the mouth, but you could see her chin. And then, I got my shapes mixed up. And then she is standing motionless at a desk at the front, like as soon as you walk in, like there's a carpet walk up and it looks like some type of reception counter. That is what you see.
I walk up to the woman, I guess, and hi, my name is Sai. I was given this by Abigail, and I was hoping to look at some books, and I give her the thing.
She doesn't take it from you. Her arms never leave her side. She like you see her neck move slightly, and you assume looks at it. You can't see her eyes. And then she like looks back at you, and then doesn't say anything or move.
Can you?
And you hear snickering from the like 2 or 3 people that are sitting around reading books, and they're kind of like giggling to themselves.
Can I roll an insight check?
You can roll intelligence or knowledge,
Okay.
whichever's better for you. It's really good. Cool. So with the 21, you remember there was no library where you grew up. It wasn't that kind of town. But you do remember hearing from people who, even with the way people around you lived their lifestyle, there were a few people who made it into prominence and money. And you do remember hearing them mention how the way information is handled in the Empire, it's basically all handled and conglomerated by one group, just called the Sisters. It's like a state-sanctioned intelligence group. They are sworn to silence, and they never show their face. Ever. And so they can't ask questions or give directions. So in order to get results, you need to be extremely specific. And then they will, if they understand those directions, do the thing. So in your case, you feel that you would need to say, I am looking for a specific book or books on a specific topic in a specific section with the intent of learning a specific thing. And then they would then do something.
Abby said. I'm looking for books or a singular book on the subject of Emberhorn or of that name. I don't remember what section Abby said it was in.
She said it was the restricted section.
Oh, in the restricted section.
The girl behind the desk says nothing, and she starts walking away. Do you follow her?
I follow her.
Okay. After about 5 to 10 minutes of walking through like a series of honestly kind of confusing and almost maze-like shelves and just like all sorts of tomes and books. Some are huge, some are dusty, some are just like they look like they're very thin and would probably just contain pictures or like agricultural reports. Like it's all kind of mixed up. But she almost like through memory weaves her way through all these things and comes up to a specific section way in the back where you walk through this almost like, it's not a beaded curtain, but think of it functionally is like that. It like clacks as you walk through it. And there is a guard on either side of the curtain, but he sees you following the sister and he doesn't make a comment. You all walk through to this like much smaller, much more utilitarian section with significantly less shelves, and all the books appear very, very organized and almost kind of dusty, as they don't appear to have been used or read very often. And she leads to like a back corner, and she gestures to like the second shelf up all the way in the back of like a bunch of really old, barely falling apart books, and then just walks away. Well, she nods at you and then she walks away.
Thank you.
She says nothing.
Yeah, figured. Did everybody else come with us? Come with me?
I was under the assumption that Calyx, Brontes, and Ataraxia were joining you at the library.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I followed.
We followed.
Okay.
Sai kind of like looks at the others like a little apprehensively, and it's very distinctly clear that Sai has no idea what they're doing.
Guys, how do I read?
Honest,
I mean, to be fair, does Sai even know really, like, has she ever been in a library before, let alone a library like this?
With your backstory, no.
No. So Sai is very clearly like, do I like reach out for a book? Do I like go, like, what do I do?
It looks kind of motions like, yeah, I'm just gonna pick a random book off and go. Yeah, just pick it up and just opens it. And he's gonna start reading whatever book I just grabbed.
Okay.
Did the lady not?
Are we in like a large room?
Book, or did she just like bring us to a section?
She
and walk
gestured you
away?
to a section of a shelf, think of it like a shelf, a bookcase with like 4 layers of books, and she gestured to the bookcase and like 2 of the layers of books. There's like 40 or 50 books on these 2 layers that she gestured to. That based on the way Sai worded her question, all in some capacity or another probably have information about or related to the thing she asked about in some capacity. You do not know the capacity because you have not read all 50 books.
So
I guess we should each take a book and start reading and see if we can find the information you're looking for.
okay.
What information are we looking for exactly?
Well, I just wanted to know more about the name Emberhorn.
Calyx is gonna quickly go through the book and just see if the words Emberhorn pop out anywhere. Like he's gonna check the glossary and then go.
Okay. What we're
feeling?
these books are all incredibly old, and there isn't a table of contents. Like these appear to be writings and recreations and copies of very, very old notes or very, very old observations or government reports that are kind of put together in a sort of not index or encyclopedia, but of these are all generally the same topic. We'll put it together, and if someone can make use of it, they can make use of it. But they're all extremely old, and some of the dates are hundreds of years ago. And some are a year ago. It's organized in quotes, and so because of that, I'm going to use the Tasha's rule for researching topics. So, but with a slight Ophis modification, because you don't have days of downtime, you have hours. So, what is going to happen is everyone who is attempting to research a topic, they get to roll a d20. The d20 adds their intelligence modifier. Because you are in a point at which you have access to information that is typically not available, that means that topics you typically could not learn rolling an intelligence check will be available. Additionally, because you are in a highly stocked, highly reputable learning location, such as a college or library, you get a +5 on top of the final number you roll.
Okay.
This will happen the equivalent of once every 2 hours instead of once a day. Because typically you do this during downtime, but you don't have that much downtime. You don't have a week of downtime. So, you assume...
We're all rolling this?
Hold on. Everyone who is attempting to help Sai and is doing nothing else other than helping Sai will take approximately 2 hours to do one check. You are fairly confident that within 2 hours, at around 2 hours, you will probably be fetched because you've already kind of been doing stuff for an hour and you know you're not going to wait all day. So you think you're probably going to get a solid 2 hours of research to everyone who attempts to research. Alternatively, you can choose to do something else in those 2 hours or research a different topic. So Brontes, if you wanted to cast Identify on several items, I think you have 4 things you wanted to cast it on, that's 40 minutes. If you do that, you will not have enough time to make a check. However, you could do other stuff in the library.
Okay.
So, who is using the library, who's using the research feature? And if you are using the research feature, what is the topic you are researching?
I'm researching the Emberhorn topic, I guess.
Okay. Is anyone else researching, and is anyone else researching a different topic?
I'm
helping
gonna do
Sai.
the same, and I'm gonna assist Sai. And I gotta ask, is there a Sky Money coffee shop around here? Or is that
Unfortunately, it appears the restricted section does not have refreshments. It appears extremely utilitarian.
This is unfortunate.
Sky
Calyx
Money
is
was
a
so
pepperoni.
good. I'm so sorry.
What did you say?
I said Sky Money was so good.
Okay,
Thank you.
Ataraxia,
I'm glad somebody
yeah.
enjoyed it.
Are you researching, and are you researching the same thing?
Yes,
Okay.
to both.
So then,
Thank you.
each of the 3, also important question, Brontes, are you identifying or are you researching?
I plan on identifying and then checking other things in the library.
Okay, in that case,
So Brontes took the brooch and gem from
yeah,
me.
he has
Yes, I
everything
did.
that needs to be identified.
Yep.
Okay, so will the 3 people
Okay, I just wanna
researching, individually roll 1d20 plus your intelligence modifier, no proficiency, because none of you have proficiency in being a scholar. None of you have the scholar background or researcher background. Then, after your roll is completed, add a 5.
Can we just combine it, instead of
No.
doing a
What is
1d20
my
plus
modifier?
and then
Why
whatever,
not?
then
Let's
never mind.
Hey, I took this out of the book. This isn't. I just
Okay,
tweaked it
I
to
have
scale.
a 20. If I'm calculating that right, +2 to the 13 that I just rolled, +5.
Okay, and then Calyx, what's your numbers?
13.
13. Plus 5, or is that added?
Oh, wait, are you talking +5 for me?
Well, yeah, remember, I said everyone, because you're in a library, you get the +5, and then you get your intelligence
Oh,
score.
I'm sorry. 18 then.
Okay, so 18.
Ditto.
And then, yeah, wow, okay. You all ended with 13. Huh.
Amazing.
Well, 18 because +5.
Wow.
No,
what
but I'm
the-
saying you all rolled effectively a 13. A 13 on the dice, a 13 on the dice, and then a 14 minus 1.
13. Yeah, fair.
That's bad luck,
Weird
isn't
luck,
it?
huh? No, 13 is the lucky number.
Sure. That's why there's no 13 floors in
a
Japan.
row?
I think that absolutely depends on who you
Yeah,
ask.
that's why there's no 13 floors in a lot of major cities.
Yeah, anyway. I'm writing that down for later. Okay, so you guys roll that. I will say 18, 18, 20. With 18s, you get some information. You do not know exactly how accurate or detailed it is. It appears to be very old, but it looks like, from what you can tell, that the horn suffix is something that appeared around, you think, closer to 1200-ish years ago. And this is based mainly on like legends and stories, and it appears like it is related in some capacity, in the writer's opinions and research, that it is related in some way to one of the legendary dragons that helped save the world from the Star Scourge 1,000 years ago, named Cinderhorn. This name rings a bell. You also remember this name on one of the statues in the super secret tomb of the Dragon General that you were at, like a day ago. And you remember this statue, and you remember the statue specifically naming him and 2 other legendary dragons, whose names also appear in these notes. But there is no definitive connection of how a prefix is added to it or where it comes from. You just know that it's dragon related. With a 20, which is what you needed, a 20 exactly or higher, you learn that in the back of a book, in an annotation, in a break-in of a paragraph, is the ramblings of someone who was doing last-minute editing and found out some last-minute stuff. And there's no evidence of where he got the information, but there's a little cut-in paragraph where it's specifically said that Emberhorn is the name of the only surviving child of Cinderhorn after most of them died in the initial Star Scourge, in the final battle with the Star Scourge. So it is said that Cinderhorn, as you remember on the statue, is either missing or dead. No one knows. Emberhorn is a name that comes up as no one, people were able to corroborate that they are alive after the battle, which you know is 1,000 years ago. So you don't know where they are now, but you know that at least they were alive, that they are definitely directly related to one of the legendary dragons, and that name is specifically associated with that lineage, and that is where the branching of that name stems from.
What?
That is what you're able to learn in 2 hours.
Fuck.
Brontes, on the other hand, you're doing magic stuff while I let the other 3 players think about the implications of what I just said.
Yes.
You cast Identify on... In what order do you cast Identify on the items?
Well, then I have the cloak, the brooch, and the gem, correct?
You have
Was
the
there a wand
you have
too
the
as
cloak,
well,
brooch.
or-
Yeah, you have the cloak, brooch, gem, and his wand.
Okay, I'm gonna do the cloak, the wand, the brooch, and then the gem.
Okay, cool. So first things first, cloak. It is this. I learned that it is a cloak of protection. You would know that it is a wondrous item. It is relatively uncommon. It requires attunement, which means you have to attune to it over the course of a short rest. However, you also know that you can only ever attune to 3 things at once. You also know that your soul weapons are attunement. So if you attune to this in your soul weapon, you'd only have 1 more slot. You know that it only does one thing, but the one thing is that if you wear it while not wearing armor, you gain a +1 bonus to your armor and to all saving throws that you make while it is on your person. You learn that. And I will put that in your journal after.
Okay.
And then you said brooch after that.
Wand.
I'm sorry, wand. Oop, I hit the wrong thing.
Nope. Brooch was third.
Yeah, okay. Wand. You learn that it is a regular spellcasting focus. So it's just a wand you could buy at like a wizard store for like 20 gold. It's like a beginner's wand. It is magical because it is a magic wand, but it does not have any innate spell or ability that another wand wouldn't have, or that you didn't have with like your beginner wand.
Okay.
Then brooch. You learn that it is a brooch of shielding, another uncommon and wondrous item. It also requires attunement. While someone is wearing the brooch, you have resistance to force damage. The damage type force. In addition, you have immunity to any damage associated with the magic missile spell. So if someone casts magic missile at you, the brooch will automatically eat and destroy the spell, specifically magic missile. And I'll add that to your notes after. And then the other one was... And then it was the gem last.
Yes.
And you learn... Showed everyone. It is and you're never going to believe this, an uncommon and wondrous item that requires attunement. You learn that it is a fabulous gem. It is a glittering red gem that you would see embedded in a ring or a brooch, but it is instead just a gem. While wearing the gem, and it is attuned to you, you gain the following benefits. Counterfeit. You can use your action to magically create a pile of coins, worth no more than 100 gold pieces of different denominations. You must create it in an unoccupied space within 10 feet of yourself. The pile must appear on a surface that can support it. After 1 hour, the coins disappear regardless of where they are or if they are still together. Once the action is used, it cannot be used again until the next dawn. Someone inspecting the coins can roll investigation to see if they are real or counterfeit. Alternatively, you could also use illusory. As a bonus action, you can magically change the appearance of your clothing or armor. You can change the style, color, and quality of what you're wearing, or you can make it appear as if you're wearing something completely different. In either case, the changes caused by magic fail upon physical inspection. So if anyone touches it in any way, they automatically know that it's fake, and then it goes away. And that is what the gem does.
Cool.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That'll be fun to divvy back up to everybody.
Yeah.
And
I
tell
would
them
like to
what
clarify. Only you know this at this point.
Yes, and that'll be more fun to explain to everybody and try and determine who gets what.
Who gets what? Well, there.
Whoa, hold on.
I'm
The
determining.
brooch and gem are hard.
I'm stating that once you know the information, we can try and disperse amongst the group to make it
The
so that
where
there'll
choices,
be optimum
right?
for people.
Yeah, you think maybe the cloak that can't be worn with armor wouldn't be very useful with any of the people who wear heavy armor. You can make optimal decisions. I'm okay with power gaming to an extent. You can make the best possible choices. It's physically impossible for any of you to have all of it because it's all attunement based, and you're literally only allowed 3. So no one can hoard this. You have to give some of it out.
And we all are already attuned.
We all have one slot
Exactly.
used. We all have 2 left, so we have to be smart.
Yeah. So, and then that is all you learn, and then you have like an hour or so while your friends are still researching that if you wanted to do something else.
Would the library have any like knowledgeable spells that I could attempt to learn?
You could ask the lady at the front desk.
Well, she doesn't answer.
Correct.
You can ask without her answering.
Yeah, and she might, walk you to where
she'll
they
still
are.
take you to where you need to
Cool,
go.
well, then
Just
can I walk
say
to, then
anything to you.
cool, well then can I walk to the front desk and ask the lady at the front desk if there's a section on evocation spells?
Okay. She after you say that, she starts walking in like the completely other end of the library. And
Cool,
she eventually takes you to an area where like you see a bunch of like nerds sitting around, like a bunch of other wizards, but they look like really dorky and rich. Like, they're wearing, like, really, really nice robes, and they have really, really nice staves and stuff that looks like it costs a ton of money, but you could tell, like, none of them have probably ever left, like, their house. They don't look like... It's not like you. It's not like you, where you're like, I have used my magic to literally kill people and, like, fight for my life, and I've learned magic at the cutting edge of magic because I needed it to survive. They are like, I thought I picked up this book, and instead of learning the violin, I learned firebolt. Like, that's how they look. But there is a section that appears to be mostly evocation spells.
Can I glance on the shelves for anything related to fireball and or what's another one? I'll just go with fireball for now.
Are you looking for information on the spell fireball, or are you just trying to find a scroll of fireball?
More so information on anything.
Well, yeah, then roll, because
that would be helpful.
Yeah, you're not doing like a full deep dive, so I'll say roll a general investigation check.
Right. Wow, that's crap.
It's 8. I mean, you find books and stuff that are like describing the nature of how the spell functions. Like, oh, it's like Burning Hands, but bigger. You know, it's like it's the more like detail-oriented, nerdy part that you kind of already knew. Like you know that the concept of fireball isn't that difficult. It's about having the magical aptitude to actually conjure it that is difficult, and that very few people can ever actually get to. But you don't learn anything that you didn't already know conceptually, other than maybe some of the more like boring aspects of like, yes, it was created by John Fireball 2000, like really boring nerdy stuff like that.
Okay.
Goodbye.
I'll just proceed to pass the next hour moseying around the section.
I learned nothing else from what I just read, right?
No, the big thing you learn is the thing I said. I'm sorry, did you want more? Like what?
No.
You're also God's kid. There you go. Like what?
That's crazy. Cool, thanks for that.
You're welcome.
I have nothing else.
So Calyx and Ataraxia, who really didn't like learn the big things that Sai learned, you watch Sai with like 1,000-yard stare staring at a book, but she doesn't turn the page for like 20 minutes. She's just staring at like a paragraph in a book, and you're like, damn, she must suck at reading. Like she hasn't turned the page in like half an hour.
And in the background, the Jeopardy noise starts playing.
Yeah.
Do, 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 do.
No, and it's you hear that, and in Sai's head, it's the you're drowning alarm from like when you play Sonic Adventure 2. It's like, but no, like she's panicking in her head. She's drowning. She's like, oh god, what do I do?
That's so accurate.
Wop, 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 wop.
There's so many questions running through her head right now. Like, what the fuck? Who are my parents? Why did you leave me?
Who am I? Who am I?
There's no way.
What are those?
Sai doesn't believe this.
Sai's like, I knew libraries were full of shit. It's why I never went to one.
Yeah,
Burns the book.
They're all fucking liars. That's literally your thought process right now.
Start another fire.
I learned my CJDs all by my belt.
So why are you standing in front of the king right now? I burned down a library.
Didn't we just have a guy burn? Didn't we just have a guy burn down an alley like 20 minutes ago?
Same guy.
Yeah.
Same
guy.
The same guy.
Same group.
No, they.
Even though he's dead. At the end of the whole thing, Sai just kind of like closes the book, puts it back on the shelf, and just kind of like leans over the shelf, like.
Huh.
No thought.
Just gonna
Empty.
look over at
We're not
Sai and
gonna
go,
read the king
are
next
you
episode
okay?
I'm perfect. Why would you think I'm not okay? I'm grand. Peachy, as Onyx would say. And then I snap my fingers at her.
No, Code Onyx, he's not there, you liar. You don't know him.
Onyx, your ears are
Yeah,
tingling.
that's my brother.
Yeah.
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 You're not even hearing this conversation, so you don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
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 I'm fine. Great. Even. Perfect.
I thought you were side.
Nothing wrong here. I will draw another mustache on you, Cole.
Lies!
A completely suspicious 5-foot lightning cloud appears above Onyx and Cole that looks like it might strike them with lightning if they don't shut the fuck up. Because they're not there.
We're there in spirit.
Near, near, near.
Sai, if you'd like to continue your self-reflection in your big character moment.
No pressure.
Addie, what did you learn?
I didn't find much, if I'm being honest. Just kind of basic information, nothing crazy.
Cool. Calyx, have anything to add to that? He's gone. He's dead. The winds took him.
Yeah, they've taken him. They've dragged him down. He's mad. He's like, oh, I don't want...
Okay.
My backstory's not that cool.
Books hurt my head.
Books hurt.
Yeah.
I didn't really get any information.
Calyx spends 2 hours looking at books, too scared to tell you guys that he never learned how to read. Because he's from the orc country. They don't have libraries.
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know, guys. These books are fucking so good. I read them so quick.
Okay, but on a serious note,
So good.
I learned that do you remember the figure in the dungeon? One of the the statues of the people
like, 6 figures.
Yeah, that we're supposed to like try and find.
Well, some of them are dead, but yes.
This book mentions him, them, I don't know, but it mentions them. So
we like
I feel like we're on a good path to finding them.
I mean, did you find out like anything about like burials or where they are, or we just have basic information?
Tell me why.
No, just that the name I was trying to figure out is apparently Emberhorn is the name of the only surviving child of Cinderhorn, which is the dragon. But it does not tell me.
Well, is that like a common last name? I'm not sure on like...
Calyx has never heard that last name.
I mean, that's
well.
fair. Calyx is also only known like orcs for his entire life.
You're like, that doesn't sound like Ung.
It's very clear that Sai does not know how to relay this information appropriately, and that she has not fully processed the information herself. I guess a little bit it's my last name.
It's your last name. How long?
Actually, forget I said that.
No, they were like 1,000 years ago, Sai. But like, if it's your last name, it's your last name. Did you ever know your like parents? Did they tell you anything about it?
No, I mean, my guardian just told me what my family name was, and I kind of just never really gave it much thought.
They have more information.
I mean, they left me, so why should I give a shit? Right?
I mean, that's fair, but maybe your guardian knows something about, like, the last name and any potential connection. Like, you don't have to care about the parents, but it sounds like this information was pretty impactful to you, especially if you have a connection to the people we're looking for. It's definitely something worth looking into.
And you believe me?
Yeah, why not?
You believe that this could be true? That this book...
That book looks older than both of us combined. I don't think it's any...
I could be completely bullshitting you right now.
But what reason would you have to do that?
I guess none.
It's kind of obvious that this is important to you. And if you want to pull a gotcha moment, you can, but it's not going to change the fact that in this moment completely. Either way, it's something that it's something that we should think about and definitely maybe follow up on if we can find information about your family history. Not talking specifically about your parents or anything like that, because that sounds like a whole thing, but maybe our guardian has information.
We'd have to go back to Port City Underbelly. If
We
she's
have to
even
go to
still
every
there.
city, it sounds like, and just warn them.
True. Well, I guess we'll see. We have to see what the king says. But this doesn't mean, like... I don't know. I guess I'm having a hard time believing it.
Well, it was written in a book thousands of years ago, and maybe your guardian gave you that last name. I'm not sure if it was direct your family or your lineage, but I don't know. We'll just take it in stride like we've taken everything. In the past 48 hours, we have talked to like 1,000-year-old dragons who flew in, been attacked by an assassin, fought a cult. Like, I'm just not really too surprised right now about anything going on. So this just sounds like right up on complete.
You know, you're pretty optimistic for an orc.
Oh, somebody has to be.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
You hear
Thanks for
you hear a knocking
that.
on like the thing behind you, and you all turn around to see a very, very well-dressed gentleman. He's wearing like what we would call like a 3-piece suit. It's very above the average clothing of the area and the time period, and he's standing there, and he looks at you, and he's in a very like curt and proper tone. He's like, "I'm looking for a large orc named Calyx, a small blue tiefling named Sai, and a half elf named Ataraxia, and a drow named Brontes. Have I found them?"
You have?
To like call
Would
us
I be
by
on the
races
opposite
and
side of the
skin
library
color.
at this point?
Yes,
Yeah,
you
we're
are not
watching
there,
you
but and then
But yeah, we have a tiefling, average-sized orc, a couple of elves. Why? What's up?
I've been sent from the capital. I was sent to fetch you. Your appointment is upcoming.
Ah,
Oh, we should
Very-
find Brontes.
let's go find Brontes.
And
And
then
then
they
we'll
find
make-
Brontes.
Hey, did you
Da-da-da-da.
find our other two party members? Are they on their way?
I was told by the guard captain that it looked like you would split up. Another runner was sent their way. We should arrive at the capital at the same time. The
That's
castle at
convenient.
the same time.
The capital castle.
Yeah, the capital of the capital, known as the castle. He goes, "They've been sent for. We should arrive at the castle at the same time if all goes well. Are you all set to go? Time is very important. Both mine
Ready for
and
what?
the king's."
You know, that's a very nice suit, sir. I don't think we should waste your. Let's go.
I don't think that either. Let's leave. And then he begins walking out of the thing and like,
You don't think it's a nice
Hi.
suit, or like?
I cast a one longing look back at the books and then follows.
Remember
has
the
a
name of the
suit?
book, Si. Remember the name of the book.
you didn't check the name of the book, you don't know.
God damn it.
And then
I mean, in the midst of learning all of that, why would Sai look check the book?
The damn suits back then?
that is the point. It is abnormal, as I described. And then obviously that is where we will call the session for tonight.